Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube, and I use spirit, my intuition, the tarot to communicate energies to you guys, amazing, beautiful viewers. We're going to be asking spirit for immediate guidance in regards to whatever situation you have going on right now, and just for some advice, some guidance. What should you be doing? And see what immediate message comes through from spirit. We'll be pulling 3 cards for your options. If at any point you're drawn to any one of these cards, the timestamp will be in the description box and in the pinned comment below. It will take you directly to your picks. We have card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, which I'll be revealing shortly. And we'll be also pulling a charm for those of you guys needing a little bit more guidance into your pick. So I do ask you use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether the messaging is your message or not, and only you can tap into your intuition to do this. So let's look at option number 1 before we pull a charm. You guys have card number 6 with life everlasting. Life everlasting, number 6. All right, and option number 2, you guys got card 24 with guidance. Guidance. These cards are just so beautiful. Card number 3, or option number 3, you guys got 5 with multi-dimensional healing. These angels. Multi-dimensional healing. Okay, let's pull the charms here. Option 1, let's get the book out of there. Option 1, you guys got the tree. Hopefully you guys can see this. Beautiful tree. Where should we put that? Right there. All right. Option number 2. You guys also got a tree. Spirit is so funny. Sometimes my piles are interconnected, which I forgot to say. Sometimes your energy could be in multiple piles. If you're drawn to more than one pile, it could certainly have multiple aspects in regards to your situation. And that spirit's wanting you to understand in different aspects. So only if you're drawn to it, obviously. We got 2 trees that look exactly the same. Option number 3, we have this skeleton key. Wow, a key. Multi-dimensional healing. Okay, I'm going to move this box out of the way. So we have option 1 with number 6, life everlasting. Option number 2, you have 24 with guidance, tree charm. And then option number 3, you have number 5 with multi-dimensional healing and this skeleton key. So I will leave the video running for a bit. Take your time. And if you feel you don't resonate with that pile, you can go ahead and click on a different pile. All right, I will see you at your pick. Hello, my gorgeous pile number 1. You guys pick life everlasting. Card number 6 and this tree charm. And I have to tell you, this is probably the most amazing card in probably all of my oracle pack. It is absolutely gorgeous to start. And it's talking about the infinite being that you are, the eternal being that you are, that goes on and on and on, that's connected to source, that has no beginning and no end. And it's when we recognize that there's something greater to us than the script or the story that we've been made to believe we have to be, an identity that we've created here on earth in the 3D world, and we connect back to the I am that was there right from birth and before that. So I feel like there's massive spiritual change in your life right now, and you're connecting to source, you're connecting to a greater consciousness. And so this to me feels very peaceful, although I have a feeling that we're in some sort of transition walking towards this sort of understanding. and that could be quite challenging. So I'm not asking too much about what's going on in your life right now. What we're going to be looking at is guidance and what you should be doing, and advice from spirit as far as, you know, where should you be focusing your energy, and what sort of affirmations, guidance, advice does spirit want you to remember. And so this is such a beautiful energy. And of course, the tree here is all about life. And this is about security, stability, health. And it could even be your ancestors or family tree. So what's coming to me is that when Jesus said, you can tell a tree by the fruit it bears. And so a bad fruit could not be bared by a good tree. And a good fruit can only be bared by a good tree. So I feel like there's something connecting to the root of who you are and what you're producing. Something you're producing here, okay? And I feel like it can't be manipulated or fixed in a way in this 3D world that's something that's constructed in a way that's taught or trained. I feel like it's something that comes through the divine, that's coming through you, that you're meant to deliver. That couldn't come in any other way until you tap into the divine, until you tap into this stream of who you truly are, removed from everything else. All the indoctrination, all of the beliefs, all of the ego, all of the constructs. And so this is what's happening. And we see two globes here. I'm not sure the significance of the two sort of worlds, but what I am feeling here is that there might be two worlds going on right now. The world that you connect with your mind, your ego, the world that you've attached to, and then the true, absolute, infinite world that you'll be connected to once you go through a process here. Wow. Okay, so I know this one's going to be quite spiritual here. So if you resonate with any of those messages, we're going to take a look at the pre-shuffled oracle cards. Guidance, advice from spirit. What are you supposed to be focusing on, or what exactly does spirit want you to know that's going to help you in regards to your current sort of state of being? All right, so I do ask you to use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether this messaging's for you. You can go ahead and skip if you want to go straight away to the message. Okay, although I will be laying out these cards, and intuitively this is how we tap into our intuition so that we know whether this messaging's for us. But if you are in tune with your intuition, or if you really resonated with this life everlasting message, you might want to click on the main reading. All right, so what do we have? Enjoy new beginnings, celebrate, socialize, and change. So I'm getting Knight energy, like Knight of Swords type energy, which is very quick. And Knight of Swords goes into battle, despite how challenging. He confronts rather than runs away. He's ready for battle. And since we have new beginnings here, I feel like there is a transition from an old world to a new world. How you perceive things, engage with things, relate with things, how you might have just been connected to things, and now this new sort of perspective that's coming about. And I feel like it's required you to lean into it, or it's asking you to lean into it, despite how barren or cold, or maybe right now we don't see the fruit. But what's coming through very strong here is we have support from the other world here with the crows, which talks about transformation and death. And we have wolves, so families coming through again. So if you have families crossed over, I'm seeing two specifically here by your side. Wow, this is some energy. Okay, we have choice. It's this crossroads. So again, the two worlds. The choice, do we face something? And in this card, we can see this is going in two sort of different directions, or coming from two different directions to kind of gather at the same place. I think Spirit's saying you're going to end up where you're supposed to end up, despite how we sort of get there. And we could sort of take the windy path, but either which path we take, we're going to end up sort of where we need to go. But we should be leaning into forward movement and not too concerned with which path we're supposed to take to get there. Okay, and then we have wonders. Look at that. This looks like an amethyst crystal. Okay, I'm going to try laying these out so I don't get too much into the channeling, although, like I say, sometimes channeling comes through as I lay them out. Candle, you will be shown the way. Yes, 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 yes. So, some of you guys are really concerned with maybe taking the wrong way to get there, or hesitant. You know, you don't want to take the wrong path. And so this causes hesitation, or doesn't allow you to put the forward momentum. And Spirit is going to lead you to where you need to go, despite sort of which path you're pushing towards, because you're going to be shown the way to where you're needing to go here. Younger man. Dealings or relationship with a younger man. I always get divine masculine from younger man. Early stages of sort of taking ownership and action with the younger man. Bird perched, waiting for news, package letter. So more bird energy, and bird's all about communication. I'm waiting for news, package letter. And you will be shown the way. Okay, and here we have the walnut tree, another tree coming through with crack. What do I know without knowing why or how? This is sort of the energy I'm picking up in your reading here. It's like we don't know for sure with our mind, but we know it inside. And so this is what's leading you kind of down this path to where you're supposed to be going, to this creation. So here we have the anchor. Okay, anchor could mean stability, security, but the anchor could also mean being weighed down. Number one. One is all about new beginnings, which we got here. Potential opportunity. I feel there's an opportunity for some fruit for you to create. That's going to provide a lot of stability here, a lot of potential. Change. Yeah, so we got change coming out twice. You're being asked to change a part of yourself that no longer feels like the person you've become or are becoming. Change isn't always easy, but letting go of this outdated part of yourself will allow you to align with your true self. That's what this was messaging about. The self, the I am that sits behind the conditioning and everything else that we thought that we had to be, or that we believed we were. Keeper of hope, more bird energy. Here we have two birds, swifts. And sailors used to use these birds and send them out so that they know if they were near land, and it would mean the journey is coming to an end. Here the birds are being let out of the cage. Keeper of hope. Or bird, yeah, bird energy coming through. Okay, we have transformation. That's this change. And we have the eye of the needle, intentionality. Look at that, number 17 or number 8. Eye of the needle, intentionality. Yes, that's the energy of this sort of Knight of Swords I was feeling. Very intentional. No hesitation. Surrender, 12. Release and surrender all control and let nature take its course. Yes. And then we have Hunter of Conflict. And we have the Hunter of Gifts. Okay. Hopefully, I think maybe you guys might see it better if I put it over here. Let me just make sure I can see. Or I guess you can see. Okay, so let me sit with this and then we'll get into your reading. Pile number 1, although it is coming through quite strong. Okay, beautiful pile number 1. If you did not listen to the card layout, there's some information channeling coming through there already, which will be repeated here as best as I can. But your message came through straight away, okay? It's very consistent with your first card here. You are most likely going through a major sort of life shift that touches your spirituality in a way that allows you to release certain parts that are no longer serving you, that you might have at one point believed was a part of who you are. So this could impact every area of your life, and it could be quite profound change. Okay, if you're not experiencing this already, then this isn't your pile. This is you probably being in the thick of, where am I supposed to sort of be going here? Because my whole world feels completely different than it might have, who knows, a month ago, 3 months ago, a year ago. And so the messaging here is that you are being divinely guided, like very much so, because I feel the doubt here is in you going where you're supposed to go. And so there might be some hesitation. There might be some doubt. And so Spirit is asking you to surrender to this journey without hesitation and lean into what you need to face with courage, head on, that you will get who you need showing up to support you when you need them, that you have guidance here from the other side, family members who might have crossed over. And so there's an acknowledgement that times might be very barren and might be cold, and you might not see where you're going, and it might not feel very good right now. But this is you being led to your purpose, because you're going to create something here. And your creation here requires you to be your authentic self, because it is a beautiful fruit you're providing for this world. And so Spirit is clearly showing me that for all of you guys, it is your contribution. So it's something very different. It's something very magical, and it's something very healing to the earth. And that a lot of you guys might be losing hope because it might be very draining. You might not see anything here. But to remain focused with intention. Now, you might not know what you're supposed to be focusing on, which is the point of this reading. And the messaging here is no matter which road you go down, okay, no matter what road you go down, as long as you surrender to where you're being pulled to and face it, you're going to end up where you're supposed to end up. That you don't need to sort of hesitate which way to get there, how you're going to sort of get there. You're just going to get there, okay? It's not up to you to figure out how, just to surrender to Spirit. So, what do I know without knowing why or how? Spirit is going to be acting through you. And I really feel with this crack, I feel there's a point in which we have a massive dark night of the soul, or surrender to the universe, because we just cannot know more. And when we cannot know more is when this breaks open. And the breaking open is a massive transformation in your energy to allow things to flow. So we might be feeling conflicted, or we might be resisting in some way, or hesitant, or not understanding. And so all of this stuff sort of causes friction. But the affirmation here is the beautiful gift that you're going to be producing once you sort of tap into this energy of self that goes beyond any of your conditioning. And this self is your true authentic self. It is the infinite being that you are, connected to consciousness. Okay, this is your truest self, and only this self can create whatever this blessing is. And you're going to be guided every step of the way here. And so because we feel like we're unsure, or we feel like we're a novice, we might not want to take action. But Spirit is saying there's a need to take action, even if it is us sort of being early in our stages and not really knowing, to just lean into whatever action. And so if we make decisions here, it's never the wrong decision, because it's going to be one in which leads us to the same place. But we have to keep taking steps forward. And so now I'm getting a message of mind, body, spirit needing to come into full balance here in order for us to sort of get to where we're needing to get to, which takes some time. And so if we're mind heavy, we need to do things that allow us to center into our heart space, connect to spirit. We need to focus on our body as a temple. Are we doing the right things, like resting, sleeping, eating healthy? Are we getting stuck in our mind, in a mind loop, or telling ourselves certain things that keep us stuck? Are we allowing the divine to send us information, because it is being sent via dreams, signs, symbols, synchronicities, through people? A lot of it through people, other people being put in front of you, communicating what you're needing to see. Are we open to these signs, symbols, synchronicities? Or are we resisting, or are we letting our mind get in the way? Because you're being led here for a very specific reason. And it's the gift you're going to be providing to this world. Like I said, that is going to be very healing. And so rather than being sort of in an energy of uncertainty or resistance or conflict, or sort of battling self, there's a need to trust. And so there's also recognition you might be feeling very heavy. But you are going to approach land here soon. So let's ask spirits for a little bit more in regards to this guidance for pile 1. Spirit, thank you so much for this beautiful message for pile 1. What are they needing to know right here, right now? Immediate message, immediate guidance, advice for pile 1. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good. Can we kindly get a little bit more as to what is this messaging all about? Thank you so much, spirits. 4 swords. And the 6 swords in reverse. So it's a swords, mind. The Hierophant in reverse. Taurus energy. Strength, Leo energy. Oops, cards went flying towards me. I'll do the one that revealed itself to me, which is 7 wands. And finally, why is the Hierophant here in reverse, spirit? 3 pentacles in reverse. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. And I don't read bottom of the deck reverse. Under that, we have the Page of Wands. It's under that. Ace of Pentacles. Manifestation. New beginning. Okay. Page of Wands, Knight of Cups. So, pile 1. I feel like there is a lot of healing that's happening here, although we feel really stuck. And I feel like we feel we're really stuck because our mind might not be understanding the greater purpose or the benefits. And we might feel like we're sort of volunteering our own sort of self to something that we can't see that's going to provide us with certainty. And so we feel stuck. Mentally, we're not sure that we're following the right path here or what we're supposed to be doing. We almost feel like, yeah, like we're giving up the best of us in some way here for a benefit that we don't see. And so we don't see it yet. We don't see it yet, okay? But what I feel is happening here is there's you needing to release a whole lot here with the Hierophant in reverse of things that maybe you thought were a part of who you are or what you valued and what you sort of might have been conditioned to believe or carried at one point as a value that no longer serves, that's getting in the way of you moving forward in order for you to create. And because I feel like spiritually, there's a need to connect to source and to self so that you can free this energy that's within you to create, to explore, to come from a part within you that's locked. It's blocked right now, okay? And I feel like it wants out in order for you to manifest something here. Look at this creative energy right here. It looks like an artist palette. And the Knight of Cups is coming from a heart space here, acting on our emotions, being able to connect to heart space so that we can manifest. So in order to get there, there's a need for us to recognize what in our existing life is keeping us stuck without worrying or stressing about whether we'll get to where we need to get to or what the consequences could be, because then we're doubting what we're being guided to do. And this is only if you know you're being guided to do, and there's some hesitancy here on releasing, moving forward, knowing you need to stand in your courage to face whatever you need to do in order for things to start to flow. So you might be resisting here or still fighting for certain things that maybe at one point mattered. And as long as we do this, we wear ourselves out because we're not surrendering. And so we're not creating. We're not making ourselves available to the entity, the other person, or the thing we're supposed to be working and creating with. So there's something that you're supposed to be creating and manifesting here with another, okay? Like coming together to create something. Making ourselves energetically available to manifest and create something. We have to release. And we have to surrender. And so I feel like this will take some reflecting. And it does require giving of self in a way that we might feel we don't understand or see what the value is. But the benefit of doing this is us then dissolving parts of our false self that we might have thought was abundant, that we might have thought we needed. And so what remains is the true self, the life everlasting self, the eternal self. So if you're feeling stuck, this is your guidance, pile number 1. That there's a recognition here that there's a need to release certain things in your life that you've built on, that you probably dedicated your beliefs on, your system, your structure, the way you live your life, your ideologies, your lifestyle. And it's keeping you in the world of stuckness here. And so we hang on tighter because we feel like maybe this is why we feel how we feel. But the reason we're feeling the way we're feeling is because we're hanging on or still trying to validate or support some belief our territory of what we've built in some way at the expense of the new creation manifestation here that comes from the most authentic self. And so we might not know that we're not in our most authentic self just yet. And so we might think we are. But when our mind, body, and soul comes into balance, we'll know that the self that we were sort of living previous to this whole transformation that we're going through was a self that was constructed by the ego, by beliefs and conditioning. All right, so I'm going to just ask for sort of more practical guidance here, because I feel like there's something maybe that we're needing to just dive in a little bit more in regards to pile 1 and what exactly can pile 1 do right now. So it says enjoy new beginnings. So kind of hard to enjoy, I feel, if you are a little bit not seeing where you're going. But I think the confirmation here is that you're going to be led to this place one way or another, regardless of the pathway you sort of come out of. So, spirits, confirmation. What is pile 1 needing to hear that's going to help them? Thank you so much. I do feel one more. Actually, I feel 2 more. Okay. So we have the Ace of Wands. This is being inspired to go after it. New beginning. Queen of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, is a master manifester. She brings towards her what she needs, but she has to work with the universe. The Queen of Wands is also known as the queen who's wearing a mask. And the mask is one of false self that needs to fall away. So ego is falling away so that we're able to pursue our passions from a raw, authentic place. So I feel like this is showing me the mask falling, the false self falling, so that we can manifest. 3 swords. So this is the pain. Okay. 3 swords is not fun. It's where we got to heal. 3 swords is suffering because we're separated from the thing or the ones we love. And so when we go through 3 swords, we end up at the 4 swords, which is a truth remains after all the pain. And so if we're wanting the utter truth, we need to sort of lean into what we need to experience so we can come out the other side with the truth and not fear or hesitate. And because the truth is that in which is going to guide you. 9 Wands. This is the wounded warrior, you know, who's been through battle, who might need to regain his bearings and is kind of guarded behind a wall and has 1 wand left. And so I feel like you're very close here, okay? Because we were seeing the swifts or the swallows, which I was talking about coming to land, coming close to land, the journey almost being done. And I feel as though there's been a lot of pain. And so when we hit whatever wall we hit, we could sit here not knowing if we have it in us. 1 wand left, which could sort of break the whole thing. And I feel like Spirit is saying whether the whole thing breaks or not, you know, the straw that breaks the camel's back, the final straw, it's going to all lead you to this where you're supposed to go and to surrender. So you might be resisting 7 wands, you know, still sort of hiding from this final stretch because of the pain you've been experiencing here. But know that you're shedding the false self, the self that you've had to upkeep or pretend to be in this world is falling away. High Priestess. This is all about our intuition, the knowing. How do I know without knowing why or how? Pisces energy. So you're being guided. by your intuition, by spirits, signs, symbols, synchronicities. There's a need to listen to your intuition. And so we might get lost in the material world, what's going on in front of us in the 3D world. And so if we don't see it with our mind and our eyes, we start to maybe get hesitant, resist, or not know whether we're going in the right direction. So take this as confirmation that as long as you are listening to your intuition, you're being guided, heavily protected, that you are life everlasting, that the truest self is coming out once the ego self falls away, that the pain that you're experiencing here will go away, and there is no need to doubt or resist or be hesitant, to be intentional in your sort of forward movement, in your trust in your intuition, where it's guiding you. And take action when you're needing to take action intuitively. Intuitively, if you feel you're needing to take action, take action. Do not feel stuck or stuck to anything, because you're not stuck to anything. You're not attached to anything. So we might still be working through attachments here. Okay? So Spirit's trying to release you from the attachments, because there is some gift here that you're going to be bestowing on this world that I feel is very healing with this wonders. So what I want to do, actually, I do feel like we're still not quite done, because with this wonders is the only sort of energy and this gifts that I'm getting as to why this is sort of happening. Although this is happening because you're going through a spiritual awakening, I feel here, but there is this beautiful energy that's coming through that can only be created by you, okay, by going through this process. So because we have a lot of people here, we might not get exactly what this beautiful gift or this wonders is, but I'm going to ask Spirit, because this might connect with you, whoever you are. And I do want to thank you for this beautiful gift, because I do feel it is something that is benefiting us all. So Spirits, clear and concise message, this beautiful gift. What is this all for? This connecting back to authentic self. What sort of manifestation is Pile 1? We have the Devil. And we have Justice. Both revealing itself. Okay. So, the Devil. The Devil is illusion. The Devil could seem very real, because we create the Devil. But the Devil is the darkness in which there's an absence of light. Okay? And so, once we tap into the light of who we are, the Devil no longer exists, because we can shine our light. Okay, and when you shine your light in the darkness, it's no longer darkness. So I feel like you're bringing justice to darkness in this world, however this might be. Okay, so devil energies in this world. Like, again, devil doesn't exist aside from the absence of God and light. Okay, so wherever there is darkness in this world, people battling addictions, people in darkness, we're bringing justice. And look at this ascension. So we're allowing the light to permeate the dark places. And so we can only do this if we ourselves become light. We can only provide light and healing and love if we ourselves are light, healing, and love. If we connect to the God consciousness that we are, we can then deliver that through us. Okay, but we need to be familiar with this energy. And so this is what you're sort of transforming into, this light being, this light worker, this healing energy that is bringing justice to the darkness in this world. So we have 9 wands in reverse, coming out again now in reverse. So need to surrender. Okay, that's what this 9 wands in reverse is. Surrendering. The Lovers, the choice to choose our destined path. Okay, the Lovers is all about choosing what it is that's our destined partner, our destined path, where we're supposed to sort of be supposed to be doing in this world. Okay, so this is a beautiful energy, Gemini energy. So once we surrender, we're able to choose a path here with the Lovers. So the right people come in, the right person comes in, the right relationships come in, the right path, okay, makes itself present to us. It's going to lead us to this sort of energy that's what's it all for. But we have to see the pathway, and we have to get there one way or another by surrendering. 10 swords. So we're working on releasing attachment. And so this is all about an ending. And when it's in reverse, it's like we still need closure. We still need to sort of deal with endings. And so I feel like we're in the final stretch here. 9, 10. Final stretch, pile 1. And so you must be very exhausted. And so this message is probably coming at a very good time here to give you encouragement here that you are being led to this path, that there is something on the other side here. The King of Swords in reverse. So King of Swords is someone who is very logical, you know, and it could be so logical that we're no longer tapping into our intuition, the High Priestess, and we're no longer tapping into the heart space because we're very much of the mind. So I feel like this King of Swords is your energy coming through, that we're getting stuck in some sort of, if I don't see it sort of in front of me, it doesn't exist. And so therefore I'm dealing with having a difficult time putting an end to certain things, certain mindsets, and certain things I'm attached to here, rather than surrendering what I need to surrender. 4 Wands. This is the stability, the security that was coming through at the beginning to create. Okay, this is the milestone or the rite of passage that we have to go through, the experience, in order to come to sort of the promised land here. Okay, this is also union. We have the Lovers, the 4 Wands. 4 Wands to me sometimes talks about twin flames because it's the 11-11. And so because we're getting partnership here, destined partnership, we could be blocking coming into union with our soul tribe, soul person, in order to become available to manifest this sort of thing, because we're dealing with more 3D mind stuff here that we're needing to surrender and release. 7 Swords. Yeah, so we're with the 7 Swords. This is an energy of not really potentially being the most authentic being we could be. And it could be that we're not trying to hurt anyone here, because sometimes we self-sabotage without knowing. But I feel like the false self with that Queen of Wands in reverse, this is talking about the false self with the 7 Swords that needs to fall away so that we can be dealing with only authenticity, our authentic self, in order for us to be this sort of energy. And this is why this is happening, and the moon. So right now we don't see. Okay, right now what we see is very limited. And so we might fear the unknown. We might see certain things and have an idea and get stuck in our mind about it. But in the moonlight, we see things very differently. Okay, we don't see it yet because we're still in moonlight, Pisces energy. And so things will be revealed to you. But we need to sit with the energy of our subconscious, again, High Priestess coming through, in order to allow things to come up so that we can deal with them. And so as things sit in our subconscious, we don't want to deal with it. We might make things up here out of fear. And so we start to attach, hang on to. Okay, so what's this inner dialogue that we're telling self? Is it utter truths, or is it a dialogue that maintains the illusion to self, maintains the deception to self? 7 Swords and the moon together is deception. And I feel like the deception here is getting in the way of you being free, you allowing yourself to move into this sort of next phase here. Okay, so just ask yourself what it is you're telling yourself and why it is you're telling yourself, and be very authentically honest, you got to dig in deep to the subconscious and question your answers, because it might be the first answer that you've always given. And so don't just take it at face value. Dig in deeper. Why is that your answer? Is that getting in the way of your growth? Is it validating why you should hang on to something here that you're attached to, that should come to an end, that's not allowing you to surrender for whatever reason, whatever story you're telling yourself you cannot surrender? Okay, so pile 1, I think this is your reading. I hope this helped you guys. I love you guys very much. If you're drawn to another pile, I will see you there. Bye-bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 2. You guys picked card 24 with guidance and this beautiful tree, which is very similar to pile 1. So if you were drawn to 1, there might be a connection here, and I'm already feeling a little bit of a connection, just because this is also about being guided, okay? Listening to your inner light. So I feel like there's an inner light here that wants to express itself, that's guiding you. And the inner light comes through as a knowing, okay? And we could be led by your dreams, by symbols, signs, synchronicities of the world. It's definitely spirit through you, through your authentic self. There's a light. And it is doing exactly what you feel is right for you, not what anyone else thinks you need to do or what you feel you need to do for others, but for self, okay? Because I feel like there is something guiding you towards where you're supposed to be going here. And since this reading is all about immediate guidance from spirit, the right here, right now advice, guidance in your existing sort of situation and what you're supposed to be doing, the first card we're getting here is the listening to your inner light, not what other voices might be coming in here thinking you need to do or telling you what you need to do. So the tree is all about stability, security, health, okay? It could be the family tree or ancestors or roots. And so I feel like there is something you're wanting to sort of grow, okay? Because I feel like this is the little tree. So maybe this is something that hasn't yet been created and you're wanting to create it, but we might not be knowing how exactly we can create this thing. And so the guidance I feel coming through here is, in order for you to find that creation and to be able to help to foster the growth of whatever this is, there's a need to listen to the inner light and the guidance you're being given. So we'll see some more what comes through here for beautiful pile 2. I have pre-shuffled oracle cards. I've not looked at these, and we'll lay these out, and sometimes channeling does come through here. But I will put a link to your main reading. So if you want to skip ahead without tapping into your intuition, you can certainly do that. Although this intuition tune-in is giving you a chance to use your own intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether this messaging is the one for you, okay? So let's take a look at what Spirit is wanting you to know right here, right now. Balance yourself. Direction, growth, life stages. Yes, self. Look at the light, or the lights, the colors. Very similar. Very similar. Okay, balance self. A voyage. Look at that. Big whale, little whale, and then the moon. Inner voyage. Inner exploration. Nurture. The sun with all this beautiful plant life. And we have the wreath. Sorrow over a loss. And we have bird flying. News is on the way. We had a lot of this coming through pile 1. I do feel a connection with 1 here. Wall, misunderstanding. Okay. We have the beautiful sun energy. Wow, look, 2 suns. Sun is the most powerful card in the tarot. It's all about joy, bliss, contentment, certainty. Very powerful sun energy, divine masculine energy. And then we have this teacup with some roses here, card 36, or number 36, or the number 9. Tea party, surrender. This also came out for 1. You're being asked to let go of your need to control each part of your life. and surrender to the universe. Control is an illusion, and it's exhausting to try to hold on to it. Let it go and allow yourself to enjoy the relief that comes from doing so. And we have imagination with 43, or the number 7. Butterfly is all about transformation and freedom, and we had transformation coming out for 1 as well. And we have permission with 38, or number 11. 11 is a divine master number, which is all about divine inspiration, synchronicity, and the encouragement to keep going. So lots of synchronicities coming out for 1 as well. We have 2 keys, all about the knowledge, the wisdom, to have information. And the frog coming out is about having to clear the clutter in our lives, certain things that might be getting in the way here. Yes, okay, and so he has a keyhole here and a key here. So maybe we're trying to figure out how to clear certain things in our life in order to have some direction. So I feel like you're wanting direction here is kind of what I feel. Some certainty in your direction. I'm not quite sure, I feel here. Okay, so we have purpose. Look at that, tree energy, beautiful, with purpose. And we have sky dancers with surrender coming out again, 48, or the number 12. So surrender twice, and it looks to me like a butterfly here, and I'm not sure what sort of, I guess this is more of a fairy type thing here. Another butterfly, transformation coming through. We have magical sword, confidence in your magic, 37, or the number 10, again about your own sort of ability here. Maybe we're really relying on someone else or something else to tell us, to allow us to do what we should be doing here. Boundaries, 28, or the number 10. Again, you are learning the gentle art of setting boundaries and saying no. Okay, hunter of death. Again, all about transformation here with the death, Scorpio energy. And we have the shaman of stars. Stars are Aquarius energy, and this is all about our wishes, our hopes, healing. Okay, pile number 2. Give me a minute to sit with this energy, and you can click on the main reading. Okay, pile 2, we'll pull some tarot because I do have some questions, specifically this imagination here, which might come through as I start channeling. So I do feel as though you are involved in a situation currently, and we're not going to get too much into the current situation. We're looking more at the guidance from Spirit and what you're supposed to sort of be doing, or advice in regards to where you should be focusing in on or handling this situation. But so that you know whether this is your pile, I do feel as though you have a very beautiful, loving heart here, okay? And I think you're trying to do the best thing. Like you really are. I feel you really want to do the best thing here. And you might feel as though you're doing the best thing here, but I feel like it's at your expense, is really what I feel. I feel like you are really sort of neglecting yourself here to please someone else or to make something happen, to grow something in a way here. And so I feel like you're, I don't know, doing everything you can here, okay? And I feel like the only thing that you're not doing is the thing that you're being guided to do, which is completely surrender and put up a boundary and focus on your own sort of energy forward, not backwards. Because I feel like this is sort of a tiring energy that maybe it's something you've been trying to maintain or upkeep or keep investing in order to attain some sort of outcome purpose here. So you've been invested in this thing to maybe try keep the peace. And so I think you're looking for clarity and certainty that the day will come here. But I feel like there seems to be obstacle after obstacle, and there might have been one sort of obstacle happen again here, like something kind of getting in the way. And if it hasn't got in the way, this has been sort of a thing that happens. It's like you'll come over an obstacle or a hurdle, and I feel like it's one after another, or the consistent hurdle that just keeps popping up here that just makes you feel like you can't get there. And so I feel like you're suffering every time an obstacle or a wall comes up. And so I feel like Spirit is saying whatever this is ironing out. It's going to iron out. Like, it's going to work out. Okay, there will be peace. There will be a way for you to meet whatever this thing is, because I don't know what it is. But there's a need to sort of make peace with releasing the parts you can with the surrender and this frog, to set it free, wave it goodbye, done, dusted, and then to shift your energy to balance on self and your inner light, so that you're the only one that provides certainty and clarity, that there is no more confusion or no more uncertainty or no more depending on what someone else can do for you, or whether a situation will be fruitful or will turn, or the more you invest or the more you're sort of doing or trying to figure out. Like, there's no need for you to figure anything out here. The confidence, okay, we have divine masculine sun energy, very strong here in this sort of truth, with the confidence in your magic, your authenticity, your light, your guiding star. So I think you have a hard time because you feel like if you detach or pull away your energy, or say no, or start to focus on self, or slowly shift away, that's whatever this thing is won't sort of exist, or won't like be sort of nurtured in some way here. And so I feel like you feel very connected to whatever this is, because I think it gives you a sense of purpose. But Spirit is saying you do have a sense of purpose here, but your purpose is one in which doesn't rely or depend on anything or anyone else being in a certain way or doing a certain thing. Okay, like there's no situation here that dictates your purpose. And so I feel like when there is an obstacle or a challenge in whatever you're dealing with, it kind of makes you feel disconnected potentially from your purpose, or disconnected from self in some way. And it's only because you haven't tapped into honing into your own truth, your own light, your own sort of power that exists despite this thing, this situation, this whatever this is. Okay, it could be a relationship, connection with another, trying to find peace and cohesion with something, someone. So I feel like there is a sadness you experience. And I feel like you experience a sadness because you attach sort of your purpose to whatever this thing is here. But your purpose exists despite this. And so I think what Spirit is showing here is that this journey is one in which you're learning about boundaries, learning about self-love, learning about unconditional love, learning about how to get empowered, to see your value, to see your authentic self, to see how you could surrender, to see how you could release things that hold you back so that you can have growth and find balance in self and learn to trust your own guiding light. Now, I still don't know what this imagination is, aside from this talking about transformation and freedom. Let's ask Spirit for some more information for beautiful pile number 2. We have the Lovers in reverse, Gemini energy. So yeah, like I was saying, I feel like if this is in a relationship, maybe we're not getting along here. We're trying to nurture a relationship here. And maybe it's something that, like I said, with the obstacles and this misunderstanding, it's like this relationship is one in which we cannot give of ourselves in a way that we lose ourselves, that we connect our purpose to. So let's keep going. We have the Emperor in reverse, Divine Masculine energy. Emperor in reverse is the Emperor in the shadow attributes. So it could be somebody who isn't taking action. Could be somebody who could be quite immature or quite stubborn. It could be somebody lacking confidence in stepping forward. Showing up with the Lovers in reverse here. Aries energy. Spirit for pile 2. What is this message? So we have the Chariot in reverse. Cancer energy. Things stuck. The Star in reverse. Aquarius energy. Look at that. Oh my goodness. You guys have 4 major arcana. Loss of hope. 4 swords, which is in reverse. This is all about healing. Same with the Stars, about healing. But in reverse. Ace of Swords. Right beside this Ace of Sword, which is the truth, and this is in reverse. New beginning in truth, authenticity. And under that we have 3 pentacles. Collaboration. Working together. And the Empress. So now we have divine counterparts with the Empress and the Emperor. And the Lovers in reverse. So, pile number 2. There is a relationship of sorts here. Okay? It could be your other half here, or your divine counterpart. I think something's not moving or coming together. I think you want to create and work together, or you're having a difficult time coming together to work together. Now, I don't know which energy you're in. You could be this Emperor, which is lacking the self-confidence here in how to be successful here in coming together, to find balance, to work together. You're losing hope. There's a need for healing. There's certainly reflecting here, but there's not connecting to a truth. The authentic truth, the painful truth, okay, because 4 swords is the 3 swords we sit with when we're sitting with some truth that we might not be seeing or being honest with. And we need to embrace some sort of truth here. And the truth here is that we ourselves have to lean into our own sort of strength here, okay? Our own strength, our own purpose. Disconnect from trying to massage, manipulate, or transform a relationship or situation with another, especially if we've tried and we've done what we can here. We need to learn healthy boundaries. We need to have confidence, and this is why this confidence in your magic, I feel like there's a lack of confidence here in your own ability to be successful, to work with the universe, to have movement here, to come together. There's a lack of hope. Not sure how to attain what we want here. And so there's something we're not seeing or we're not clear about. And I feel like with the Empress in reverse, this is also a difficult time sort of allowing ourselves to let abundance in and love. And the only way we can learn about self-love and boundaries, which is the Empress in reverse, this is about following our own internal light. Our own internal light will guide us to where we're supposed to go. If we're resisting, fighting, or not being honest about this light, we then block love from coming in. And if we're compromising too much and not knowing our boundaries, then we're also not letting the love in. So in order for us to find the unconditional love, to manifest something, to come together in a balanced way to create something, we have to get empowered to do what we can, know that we're confident to create what we can, but also know that we cannot sort of choose for others. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, this is like, the Eight of Pentacles is the most dedicated card in the tarot because it's putting in the dedication, the time, the effort, the energy. In reverse, it's like we've given up before we've got started, or we just are losing hope in something coming together. Okay, and so with this surrender, it's like, don't lose hope. Surrender to the universe and allow the universe to do what it needs to do here. News is on the way. So I feel like you're going to be guided, but you need to listen to the light that's guiding you. And that the star is coming out here, which is all about hope. Okay, so let's dig into this, because now we're seeing counterparts here in this storyline. And I'm not still sure what this imagination is. Four Cups in reverse. So are we feeling a little bit despondent in some way? Like, yeah, we're losing hope. Spirit, what is this message for pile 2? Can we please dive in deep as to what this pile 2 needs to know right here, right now, in regards to their situation? Guidance, advice for pile 2. Thank you so much. Please protect me and pile 2 as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the 10 Cups in reverse. We have the King of Wands in reverse. It's kind of like the same energy as the Emperor in reverse. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Lack of confidence. And the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It's like Chariot in reverse. Not allowing the universe to allow the wheel to spin. 3 Wands, expansion. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And 5 Cups in reverse. And bottom of the deck, we have the 10 Wands, which I don't read. Bottom of the deck, reverse. Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay. You guys are having a challenging time right now. I feel in a connection with another. Okay. It's very heavy. It's causing a lot of burden here. And I feel like it stems from having to deal with self-love. Having to give ourselves the love we need so that we can have the confidence in self so that things can flow in a good direction. Okay, so I feel like there is a potential here for a 10 Cups, which is a happily ever after. 10 Cups is, you know, 2 people coming together to create a family and to have a happily ever after. And this is potentially something that either you're wanting, but you're not sure how to do this. Okay, something feels very stuck here. And it feels to me like the universe is wanting to guide you, and we're not allowing the universe to guide. We're fighting with this Knight Swords. Okay, we're fighting. And so I feel like the more we fight this, the more we get in the way of the manifestation here. Okay, and so I feel like there's a need for us to allow ourselves to feel what we're feeling. Okay, and then allow the universe to sort of take the wheel by surrendering. But there's a need to really understand where we sit with our own energy, because this is all about self-guidance in that light. The Ace of Cups in reverse is like knowing our own self-worth. Okay, and I feel like there's a heaviness here and having to give to self in some way so that we can receive love. Yeah, so we can receive love. 2 Cups under that. So self first and then 2 Cups, regardless what side you fall on here, whether you're the Emperor or the Empress in reverse. Okay, but I feel like whoever is here, there's someone here who is not, has the confidence. And this confidence is when we don't really pay too much mind what someone else is doing or how they're showing up or any of that stuff. We just allow ourselves to be true with that sort of truth, to our authenticity, how we feel, what gives us sort of happiness and emotional fulfillment, and allow the universe to do what it needs to do. And so the divine timing could be at a standstill here until this lesson is learned, because in order for us to move forward here with 3 Wands and expand and grow, we need to learn certain lessons. So I feel like we could be experiencing with the Wheel of Fortune here, maybe cyclical ups and downs, and like I said, obstacles kind of getting in the way here, and conflict, okay, with the Knight of Swords. This is conflict. So instead of releasing the conflict, no longer trying to prove her point or, yeah, like be confrontational anyway or prove a point, really. We detach. We have boundaries. We allow the universe to manifest for us here. We have confidence in our ability to do this, to give ourselves self-love, so we can become available for a Two of Cups situation. And I feel like this situation could be a Two Cups, but I feel like the reason it's not a Two Cups right here is because there's a need to trust self and focus on self, authenticity of self, confidence of self, releasing any sort of baggage. So, what's with this imagination? Because it's still driving me nuts. Spirit, the imagination. Thank you. The Lovers in reverse. Okay, so what Spirit is saying, divine timing with the Wheel of Fortune and the Lovers. Divine relationship, divine timing. It's not happening. Okay, allow the universe to take the wheel with this imagination. We might have in our mind a set idea, okay? Some sort of thing that we have in our mind that we think something's supposed to happen in a certain way, or an idea of what we believe is the certain way that an outcome should be. And Spirit is saying that anything could happen here with imagination in regards to how you and whoever you're working with here could come together in the destined future. Okay, a partnership. Again, Two Cups, Lovers. We're seeing Wheel of Fortune. We see the Emperor and the Empress. Balance union here. We have balance yourself. So in order for their things to be balanced, in order for you to see clearly, you don't have to make things happen and 10 wands and be burdened in doing this. You just have to surrender to the universe is really all you're being asked to do here, and then you will see clearly. Okay, now if you are not taking action and setting boundaries, if you're not taking action in your confidence and being truthful, I feel there's a blend of energy here because you could be on either side. If you're divine masculine here, I feel like you could be lacking some confidence in your own sort of authenticity. Okay, and I feel like it is causing there to be just a division here. And if you're a divine empress, I feel like you're needing to learn about self-boundaries, saying no and pulling back your energy here in order for there to be peace. Because I feel like there's peace to be had here. So, Spirit, final message here. What is Pile 2 needing to know? We feel blended energies. What is Pile 2 needing to know in this situation? What is this message? Clear and concise message for beautiful Pile 2. What are they needing to know? What have I missed? Magician, manifestation, Virgo and Gemini coming out again. Communication. We had news is on the way. We have 9 swords, anxiety. 9 swords, mental prison, lots of anxiety. This card fell like that. Knight of Wands. Why is this Magician here, Spirit? We have the Devil, and we have 7 cups. Capricorn energy. 9 wands in reverse. Surrender, surrender, surrender. 9 wands in reverse. And then we have the Hermit in the reverse, although I don't read bottom of the deck reverse. 2 pentacles under that. Okay, so like I said, I don't know if you're divine masculine, divine feminine energy here, but I don't think it matters. I think this is the self card, okay? The Hermit. This is self. This is what this reading was. It's doing the inner journey, okay? This voyage. This is the Hermit's voyage, okay? The Hermit's pilgrimage goes on an inner voyage to understand about self, to find the confidence. I feel like there's a difficult time here in prioritizing, okay? And there's a choice to be had here. And so I feel like if you choose self, like your authentic self, what it is you really truly want, you will come into what it is that you're wanting. Like it will come to you. And like there's no doubt in my mind this will come to you, okay? But if we're trying to appease or do what we think we need to do, We cause turbulency here because we're not leaning into some greater truth with self. So we're getting in the way of a manifestation. The devil, unhealthy ways of being. Okay, so this is falling back into unhealthy ways, being held back, being restricted. We could be restricted by our anxiety, letting the anxieties get the better of us. Okay, not communicating truths here, being confused with the 7 cups, not knowing. We're uncertain. We want clarity. Okay, 7 of Cups is not deciding, having too many muddled thoughts because our anxiety is getting in the way. And so we want to go after something here. And so the only way to go after what we need and what we desire here is to surrender. Surrender, surrender, surrender is the message. Okay, so surrender to, once you know inside what it is you want with this Hermit, it will come to you. No need to have anxiety. What if it doesn't? What if I can't? What if... All those are anxious thoughts here with the 9 swords, the what ifs, okay? So I feel like Spirit is saying, you can manifest, you will manifest, and the universe wants to work with you, but if you're in devil energy, which is being held back because we can't lay boundaries, or because we can't lean into our confidence, or because our anxiety is getting the best of us, or because we... too many thoughts that our anxiety is sort of planting in our mind, so we are not certain about what we want, then it gets in the way of our forward movement. It gets in the way. Okay, so be certain of what you want and do not let other people get in the way of you going after what you want. Okay, and if you want to make something happen here with someone else and they are not, if they're not cooperating, you cannot change that. But there's a need to shift the energy to self. There's a need to shift the energy for self and trust that the universe will guide this situation in the way it needs to go. That this is the journey. Okay? You don't need to control anything here. You're finding balance and growth within self. So, final message, and just a final message here for beautiful pile number 2. What is this final message? What do they need to know? We have the King of Swords in reverse. Get out of your own mind. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Lots of Gemini energy. 10 Cups. Look at that. It will come to you. 10 Cups. Happily ever after. Knight of Cups. Expressing our emotions. The Knight in Shining Armor coming forward. Okay, this is what we love, and we show and express what we love in order for us to find a 10 of Cups with someone else, a happily ever after. Okay, this is a commitment for the future to find happiness between 2 people by expressing our love and not being in our mind about it. So, if we're in our mind about it too much, then we start to get in the way of this manifestation of 10 Cups, and we're not leaning into our feelings or emotions. We're too hung up by thought here with the King of Swords in reverse. Okay, we're too much mind over heart, and this causes conflict. This causes walls. This causes misunderstandings. And to allow the universe to sort of come up with the how, but we have to release what's getting in the way here with the 7 Cups and the frog clearing the clutters, which is certain parts of our devilly ways that needs to be released. We need to understand with the Hermit and the key here. Understand our devilly ways. Understand what we need to release. We need to understand it, okay? And once we understand it, we get honest with self. Because I feel like there is a purpose here, especially divine masculine, divine feminine, and we're talking about balance yourself. And if there's no connection here, then it is about balancing our masculine and feminine energy to find our purpose, our truth, confidence in our ability to do this, okay? This is the journey, and then we see clearly, and then we find our confidence. Massive transformation of self. Okay, so don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. There is peace coming here, but universe is bringing peace and divine timing. Don't be sad, because that's puts the sort of energy you're putting out into the world here that causes a lower vibration. Okay, so it's easier said than done to not be sad, but if we trust the universe and we know what's ours is ours. It can't be taken away from us, okay? Let that provide some sort of confirmation. It can't be taken away from us if it belongs to us. All right, so this is what I have, pile number 2. I hope this helped, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, hello, my beautiful pile number 3. You guys picked the multidimensional healing, card number 5, and the key. So, beautiful, beautiful pile number 3. What's going on here? Well, we'll get into your reading, and I do ask that you use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear, to tap into this energy. And if it resonates for you, then we will do the card layout and tune into your intuition to see if the messages are meant for you. If you want, you can click straight away to the main reading, okay? Although let's this serve as sort of an energy check here. So I do feel as though the past is coming through as something that maybe you've experienced, pain. Okay, I was going to say painful situation. So I feel like you're dealing with a current situation in which it brings in things from the past, potentially, that's causing you to remember past pains. And there's also your future coming through, which is how you engage in the present is going to lead to what happens in the future. So I feel like there's heavy energy here, if I got to be really honest, okay? And so because we're looking at the immediate message from Spirit, guidance from Spirit, okay? Right here, right now, advice, guidance from Spirits. We're not looking too much as to the what has happened so much as what you're supposed to sort of be doing, or what Spirit wants to give you guidance in, okay, in your current situation. So I feel like the messaging here is that there is your angelic team that wants to work with you, that can act through you, okay? And so I feel like we just need to ask, we need to pray and tap into the divine in order to be led. But I feel like there's potentially something of the past here that might be getting in the way, or what we're needing to heal from self. There's a lot of healing that I feel that's needing to happen or is happening. Okay, and the key is all about having the answer, the solution, in order for us to open the door sort of to the next phase of life. Okay, this is about new information potentially that changes things, or us sort of holding the solution to a problem. And I feel like you do have the solution. You do have the solution. You might not see it. We might be sort of energetically feeding something else rather than the solution. And so we maintain in sort of an energy here rather than open the door to the next sort of phase here. And so we're impacting our present by maybe still hanging on or dwelling with something from the past. Let's see, because sometimes the picture becomes very clear as we lay the cards out. Okay, so again, use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear, to determine whether this is your message. Go with the flow. Let go, rest, and manifest. Okay, so again, the letting go here is talking about something to me of the past, something we might be having a hard time sort of detaching from, that's not allowing us to go with the flow, that's keeping us sort of held back here. We have angel numbers 60. Pay attention to the signs. Your angels are trying to deliver a message. Look at that. So this is all about angelic guidance. When we pray to our spirit team, we're given sign, symbol, synchronicities through dreams, numbers, messages. Okay, so I do feel your angels are working through you, although if we are not allowing ourselves to see and go with the flow, we might be restricting the movement. Thriving, look at that. The giraffe is all about seeing from a higher perspective. And we have 3 giraffes. We have the moon here. Moon is subconscious. Moon could be divine feminine energy. It could be about fears and emotions. And we have the shadow with the mirror. Okay. We have hills, obstacles to overcome. Woman, dealing relationships with a woman. This is giving me divine feminine energy where we're getting from the moon. And we have lily, spiritual love. Look at that. Sensuality with the lily. And we have bison with bee. How can I know myself as absolute? Wow. And we have the lion. The lion's all about courage, facing fears. Is giving me Leo, divine masculine energy, 22. 22 is a master number. All about the peacemaker, diplomacy, healthy energetic boundaries, divinely guided relationships. And it's time. You're being asked to move forward towards the dream that you've been carrying in your heart. It's time to bring it out into the world. You're ready. It's time. Look at that. Follow through. 33. You guys, oh my goodness. 33 is a master number. Reproduction, creativity, humor, Christ consciousness, joy, finding harmony. And look at the key here. Okay. It is pretty much identical. Look how synchronistic that is. Okay, the key is here. Follow through. So there's a need for you to release and let go, for there to be flow. And look at the, what is this? The sort of bug is this again? You guys will know. I'll leave it in the comments. I'm not sure what sort of bug that is again. The what's going to bug me? Praying mantis, I think it is. Praying mantis? Prying mantis. I don't know why I don't know what it is. Prying mantis? It's not praying. Is it a praying mantis? Anyway, look up the symbolism of that. Integration. I was going to say integrity. Integration. Yeah. Past, present, future coming through again. Heart home with compassion, 27. Or the number 9, heart home. Wow. And then we have shaman of loss, and we have the hunter of paths. Okay, we will pull some tarot as well in a bit. So let me sit with this energy for a little bit, and you can click straight away on the main reading, and I will join you in a bit. Pile 1, or 1, oh my goodness, you might be connected to one. Pile 3. Pile 3, your message is probably the cleanest here, I feel. But it is difficult because I feel like you've been hurt in the past. Something's happened in the past that's really impacting how you're showing up here, okay? It's causing you to doubt yourself. It's causing a fear. You're seeing a shadow self that doesn't necessarily exist except for the one you're creating in your mind. So I feel like your angel team is wanting to guide you, is wanting you to trust, is wanting you to flow, is wanting you to see the bigger picture, for you to allow yourself to enjoy, to connect to your heart space, for you to release any feelings of loss and doubt so that you can move on the path. And I feel like this path is one of spiritual love. And so I feel like there's pain here that keeps you stuck. And your spirit team is saying you're ready. It's time. You're ready. There's no more need to do any sort of more reflecting, or that you're incapable, or that whatever it is that you're telling yourself that now is just made up stuff, because there might be a fear in facing our strength and our courage in order to step forward. And Spirit saying just be, that you are solid. You're like this bison here, okay, very solid, that this situation is very solid, that is trustworthy. And you're doubting yourself. How can I know myself as absolute? You're doubting whether you could be solid. You're doubting whether it is solid. You're doubting whatever you're doubting here. And you're seeing a big shadow self, okay, and it's getting in the way. And Spirit is saying all you have to be is just be self, because the pathway is opening here. This door is opening for you. Your angels are with you. And so intuitively, you're being guided. And I think you're seeing things in your dreams that are telling you certain things that you're being told to trust, okay, and messages and guidance through your intuition, that you're now capable of tapping into this energy so you could see a greater perspective here than the one maybe that you had in the past. And the one that you had in the past caused you pain. I feel like you suffered some sort of loss, some sort of suffering here that was connected to your heart. And so Spirit is saying integrate the parts of you that might have been hurt in the past, welcome that, and bring it with you and towards this sort of adventure. Okay? Because I feel like this is going to allow you to be present. This is going to allow you to have the courage to be present and to engage and let things flow. For you to have the confidence to follow through with what you need to, because you are tapped into true compassion and heart space, despite anything of the past that has nothing to do with this situation. So I feel like the only obstacle we're overcoming is the one we're creating. Follow through, go with the flow, integrate the loss, the pain, the obstacles of the shadow self in order for us to thrive in this situation. Despite having fear, we might not know how to sort of face it, but Spirit is saying that this is something very solid, that you're solid to attain this sort of a spiritual love. I feel there's something very spiritual here, okay, with all this angel presence, angel numbers, you're divinely being guided. And so all you're doing here is integrating that shadow self with the integration in this shadow mirror. Okay, the pain self, the parts of self that are giving you doubt, the parts of self that seem scary or that are making you sort of question because it stemmed from an experience in the past, you're being asked to let go of that resistance and integrate the parts you cannot let go of so that you can manifest something beautiful here, okay? Because I feel your angel team's wanting you to manifest. Look at the devil being held back. Okay, Capricorn energy. So Spirit, can we get clear and concise message for beautiful pile 3? What are they needing to know right here, right now in this guidance, advice for pile 3, right here, right now? Knight of Cups in reverse. Not allowing ourselves to express ourselves, our love, from a heart space, blocked, okay? 4 Pentacles, we're held back. 4 Pentacles is where we're hanging on too tightly. We're not wanting to come out of sort of our comfort zone because it's the world we know, rather than allowing ourselves to let go and trust. Strength in reverse. We need to lean into the courage. The fears cannot get in the way of us moving forward. I feel we're very held back here. Devil, strength in reverse, 4 Pentacles, very, very, very held back. And the Knight of Cups in reverse. When it comes to expressing our emotions, leaning into what we actually absolutely feel connected to here. 3 Cups. That's lighthearted energies. Okay, 3 Cups is us not allowing ourselves to get very deep. Keeping things kind of superficial. Knight of Pentacles, so we can't manifest something solid. We're getting in our own way with the Devil energy. Knight of Swords and Page of Cups. So there's the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups. So some of you guys, I feel, potentially might have been so held back here that it might have caused a disconnect. So I do feel there's a reconciliation or need to apologize. I don't know if you're feeling you're the one who needs to apologize, potentially, or maybe, I don't know. I do feel like there is a need for an apology and a coming together with a reconciliation. Okay, and I feel like we weren't able to express our emotions. We were too held back. We let the devil get in the way here. And we weren't leaning into our strength and our courage. And so we couldn't manifest. And we became someone potentially who wasn't capable of sort of leaning into the challenge. You know, the Hermit in reverse. So we need to do the self-reflection here and knowing that the only limitation that's here is the one that we've created upon self by keeping things sort of superficial here with 3 Cups, by allowing, I don't know, other energy like the one that we've experienced here of loss get in the way of us having a 2 Cups or being deep, expressing self and how we truly feel. So, spirits, a little bit more here. What is the guidance for pile number 3? The guidance. How can they let go? How can they move forward? Because I feel like you're already there. Like it's time. And you're solid here with the beat. Okay? Like, so need to see from a greater perspective. Understand from a greater perspective. And trust the signs, symbols, synchronicities, and dreams. 2 Pentacles. Having a hard time prioritizing. We can't choose. So the choice is ours, but we might be choosing, we might be having a difficult time choosing because we're feeling very turbulent, because we're really stuck in the hanging on or hanging back. 5 Wands. I do feel there's conflict here. 5 Wands in reverse. For sure, inner conflict here going on. Ace of Wands in reverse. We're restricting ourselves from moving forward. The Emperor. The Emperor is divine masculine energy, Aries energy. He does what's right. He doesn't fear leaning into his courage, okay? The Emperor, divine masculine energy, is the strongest when he's able to express himself and go after what he wants. He knows what he wants. He doesn't allow fear to get in the way of doing the right thing and being empowered. Past experiences don't stop him from moving forward. So I feel like there's conflict here. There's an inability to sort of choose or prioritize, go after what we want. Devil again. Capricorn energy. So we're bound by a devil. And the devil is potentially what's happened to us in the past. 6 Wands. 6 Wands is the victory card. But 6 Wands is also the ego card. And the Emperor also has an ego. And here we have the devil in the middle. So we have an ego. And the ego doesn't have to be one that's cocky or confident. The ego could be one that's very fragile. And I'm feeling this ego is fragile because of a loss. We might be anticipating a loss. We might be anticipating a shadow self. We might be anticipating a dark side of self. We might be anticipating what's happened in the past that's going to sort of get in the way. And now this praying mantis, I think the females, rips off the head of the mate. Either, I don't know, before they mate or after they mate, but I know that she rips off the head of her mate. And so I feel like I'm talking to divine masculine energy here. Now, you don't have to be, but this is saying there is a need for you to be empowered. And maybe there's fear that you're going to get hurt and it's limiting you from having success. And your ego is getting in the way, and healthily. And so it's causing all sorts of conflict here, internal and otherwise, by you not choosing and prioritizing what you want to go after. 4 Cups. Again, so we're rejecting love. We're rejecting the cup the universe is giving to us. We're looking at what doesn't matter so much as what we could attain. Yeah, this is like the rejection card, or feeling like we're not interested because we just could see everything that went wrong or has gone wrong or could go wrong, that we're not enjoying ourselves. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So we don't manifest. We don't move forward. We're very stuck. Very, very stuck with Knight of Pentacles in reverse. We're very, very stuck here. Okay, so Spirit, what can pile 3 do? Pile 3 is stuck. What can pile 3 do here? Guidance, step-by-step guidance, so that pile 3 understands what they're needing to do here. The key is from within. Okay, you have the key. And it's saying now is the time. I think you just need to trust yourself and be like that Emperor and recognize you're in shadow with this giraffe. We're recognizing when we're in shadow. We're recognizing when we're in ego. Okay, we're definitely an ego self. You might not be seeing it, pile 3. I don't think you see your ego. And the lion coming out, I think you have a big ego on you. Okay, and I think your ego's fragile. Okay, that's the big of the ego. Okay, the ego that's fearful, hella fearful, is a big ego. Okay, it's an ego that makes us make certain actions to lose out on what we want, is a big ego. If we don't get what we want because we don't have confidence to go after it, that is a big ego. It's dictating our actions. So I think we're being dictated, our actions, by fear of what someone else might do, what has happened in the past, and something we don't trust in ourselves that's holding us back here. Okay, 2 of Swords. We're indecisive, burying our head in the sand rather than making a decision here. 6 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so the 6 of Cups is my soulmates card, but it's also a person, place, or thing of the past. Okay, and it could be my reconciliation card. We saw you sort of either needing to apologize or I don't know, like showing your emotions in some way here. I don't know. Like, are you feeling like you're needing to come forward and express how you feel? Because I feel you're stuck on something that's happened in the past with the Six of Cups in reverse. This could be childhood traumas we can't get over, a past relationship that's really hurt us, and so we keep ruminating on the past, and it keeps us stuck. Now's the time. Look at this. What is this thing? The ticker, time ticker thing. Okay? Yeah, look at this spiral too. We're doing circles here. Hangman. And this hangman is in the reverse. So we're really fixated on our perspective of what has happened. So we'll need to change how we're seeing things, again with the giraffe. So we're asking for guidance, understanding when we're really narrow-minded here and keep thinking the same thoughts, but keep our head in the sand. 10 Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like we potentially had some idea of something that we've created at one point in time that maybe we're really fixated on, that is no longer creating the stability that we thought that we could have had, and that there is a stability you can have with the 10 Pentacles, but that we're so fixated on something that we're giving up a 10 Pentacles situation. Okay, this is the stability, the commitment. This is the lottery win of the tarot, because it's the happily ever after when it comes to everything we could possibly ever create for ourselves, for a legacy. But we're too fixated on what has happened and it's keeping us stuck. And maybe it was a family situation that's gone bad, or that we need to part with something that we think we can't let go of here with this 10 Pentacles, because in reverse, because you were getting that 4 of Pentacles, which is hanging on to a false empire. I think you have a false empire here. King of Cups in reverse, not expressing self, not allowing ourselves to love deep enough for us to recognize our emotions and be mature enough to act on them. We're blocked. Okay, King of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have the moon in reverse. So we need to come out of fear. We need to see where we're tricking ourselves by certain things that we're really pigeonholed in seeing. Because in the moonlight, we start to see things that are not necessarily what they are. And the fear is so great that we remain there. And so we need to tap into our subconscious. We need to know we're looking at our shadow self. Queen of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Getting certain. Getting clear. Having boundaries. And the Empress in reverse. So, pile number 3. I think you're dealing with somebody here who's an Empress, who's learning about self-love, boundaries. And I feel like this person is getting very clear. And I feel like you're stuck. And I feel like you're stuck in some indecisive world here because of a person, place, or thing of the past that's hurt you. And so you're seeing something here that isn't necessarily what it is, connecting it to this present moment that's impacting the future of this connection. And this person, whoever this Queen of Swords is getting very certain that she doesn't deserve or want to input any love here. Okay, she has a boundary up. I think she's seeing her self-worth, and that she's not getting her self-worth here, that it isn't abundant. It isn't abundant to stay in limbo land. It isn't abundant to stay in a situation that doesn't provide stability and security. It isn't abundant to stay in a situation where there's uncertainty. It isn't abundant to stay in a situation where you cannot love deeply, but superficially, where you choose a devil and a mindset over confidence and just being and seeing the bigger picture and leaning into trusting the angels, your guidance, to let go. And because your fears here are controlling your sort of decision. And that's the door that you're opening rather than the door of trust. So I feel there's another energy here with this Empress, Taurus energy. Okay, and like I said, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius is divine feminine energy that's pulling her energy away. So we finally got to your situation. Your situation doesn't seem very cool because it seems like it was you sort of creating this demon, if you will. So what can you do then? Final guidance for pile 3. What is pile 3 being asked to do? I mean, aside from letting go and trusting, you have to step into some sort of courage and let go of something of the past here that's caused pain. What does pile 3 need to hear in order to allow them to make this shift, Spirit? 5 Swords, conflict, the Wheel. This is divine timing. This is allowing the universe to guide us. Death in reverse, releasing things that no longer serve us. 2 Cups in reverse, partnership that can't come to some sort of balance. High Priestess, intuition, Pisces energy, 3 Cups, and the Devil again, and the Hermit again, and the 8 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so pile 3. Hermit's all about self-reflection, okay? When we sit with the shadow self, but we're honest with self. We do the internal journey. We understand what we want. We understand who we're about. When you understand yourself, you're able to just be, because you've accepted every part of you, okay? And I feel like you're blocked here. You're not expressing how you feel. You're not allowing things to move. You're not allowing the universe to move things forward. And so if you're wanting to come together, we have to get out of self-sabotage, because no one wins in a 5 sword situation. And here you have 2 people, and one's bandaging another here who's hurt. So I feel like your person's been bandaging you, but I feel there's been conflict here. And I feel like divine timing is now. Okay, divine timing is now for things to move. I feel things have not been balanced. We have not been able to do a 2 of Cups, which is 2 people coming together in a balanced way to express and share love. And intuitively, I feel like there's a knowing here. Okay, there's something very destined here, intuitive, in regards to allowing things to flow, but we're needing to release parts of our life here with the Death in reverse that we're not wanting to accept. That's over. That's no longer serving us. Death is a need to clear the playing field of things that are not helpful in the growth, because they're over, they're done. And so we're Devil by hanging on or feeling stuck. And one of the things here is this 3 Cups. Okay, so 3 Cups, lots of meanings with 3 Cups. Not allowing ourselves to express and go deep, to have a 2 Cups. So we stay 3 Cups, we leave it kind of shallow. We don't allow it to get any deeper. 3 Cups could be distracting with drinking, partying, not prioritizing the things that we want to focus, being very stuck. And we could have addictions with, you know, superficial type relationships here. We might be allowing another person to get in the way of our relationship, or another thing energetically that we're stuck to. Okay, again, that we need to release. So if we have addictions, if we're letting other people get in the way, another relationship, if we just cannot get deep because we've been hurt, we're needing to sit with our pain and find the courage to release what doesn't serve us, so that the universe can help us to move forward. That our intuition here with the angel numbers will be guiding us. We don't need to do anything except for release and be ourselves. Okay, there's nothing you're needing to do here, but I feel like you've been being patched up here. And I feel like there's a relationship that couldn't come together, or a connection that just fell apart here, or is incapable of coming together here until this inner work is done, because things are really stuck here. And it starts with the communication. Ace of Swords, yeah, communication. This is a new beginning in truth, honesty, clarity. So we need to get very honest, very clear, very certain. Where we were 2 swords, we need to choose. We need to have a discussion here. Otherwise, I feel you're in a 2 Cups reverse. I feel like there's a connection here at risk that's not moving forward, because there's a lack of communication in regards to what's going on inside. There's that Queen of Swords again. I feel like your person has a boundary, and I feel like your person is getting clear and certain, and I feel like you're needing to get clear and certain. And so the divide happens here, this 5 swords, this conflict, the longer we sit in a Devil reverse death situation. Okay, so we need to gain a higher perspective here and see the bigger picture, not let the fear get in the way of what could be, so we could thrive, and understand we're experiencing some sort of spiritual love here. This is allowing the sensuality. This is allowing our hearts to connect here with compassion, to integrate our pain, to let go of the loss we might have felt and the pain, in order for the path to open up so that we can be ourselves. Okay, and I don't think anything here is going to happen to you. The worst thing that's going to happen here is you sort of push away something here that I feel is a blessing in the spiritual love. And I feel like with this divine feminine energy coming through, there's a need to receive love, unconditional love, abundant love. Okay, I feel like you might have a difficult time tapping into divine feminine energy. How do we express love? How do we connect to emotions? Okay, we might be avoiding the pain instead of seeing what's hurt us, instead of accepting the loss and integrating dead parts of us that we can, and releasing other parts of us that we no longer need to carry. But prayer, following your inner guidance, listening to the synchronicities, releasing the past, being very present, will guide us into the future where we need to go. But I do feel like there is an energy here of somebody who is, I don't know, like I said, Queen of Swords. So getting very certain, pulling back energy here in a sort of a boundaried up way until there is certainty and clarity. So only you can do this, and it's at the expense of two people coming together. Pile 3, this is your reading. I hope this helped you, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.